What's going on, my friend? Today we're going to be talking about how to reach that $10,000 a month mark. Okay, we're going to be talking about the simplest, most direct, might say the easiest way to do it. Now, keep in mind, this is not a video about fast money or a cash grab. Okay, there are multiple ways that somebody can increase their income, and if you listen to any of my other videos, I'm not super keen on assigning figures to it, right? Like, what is $10,000 a month? I'm not sure, but it's but it's a figure that a lot of people are really trying to reach. And for myself, I want to actually create more predictability in my business, because when you have predictability around your systems or your metrics, you can go to $10,000 and beyond. But that being said, I'm going to be discussing the most viable solution to reach that mark. Let's get into it. All right, so I know that most of us become coaches in the health, wellness, fitness space, not usually, in the beginning at least, to make a lot of money. We do it really for ourselves, oftentimes because we're trying to better ourselves. We're trying to grow. Okay? We're trying to be a resource for our friends, family, community. Okay? And overall, we're really trying to make an impact on the world around us. But that being said, what is commerce if not an exchange of value, right? So as we are starting to solidify our mission, money comes along with that, or at least it should be coming along with that, right? So when it comes to this $10,000 a month mark, okay, I'm going to be talking about, I want to talk first about some of the things that we do that really prevents us from getting there. And I say that specifically because oftentimes it's not this thing that you want. It's not this goal that you have and it's tough getting there. What's tough is removing the stuff in the way. And there are primarily two reasons why, or two primary blocks or barriers, that are stopping us from getting there, okay? The first has to do with our bandwidth, okay? This has to do with how much time and effort we can even put into reaching other people, especially in this day and age. We're talking about like acquisition models. You hear me talk about that oftentimes, right? We're doing that through social media, word of mouth. Word of mouth is the biggest driver of most of our businesses, at least to a certain point before we really start to scale, in a sense, okay? So it's oftentimes bandwidth in relation to getting in front of audiences, okay? And right along with that, the second barrier is usually time, okay? And I say that specifically because if you are trying to scale your income, if you're trying to grow your brand and just get more business, one of the first things that we need to start thinking about, it's a mindset shift, is getting away from this trading time for money, okay? And this has a lot to do with selling sessions for time, okay? Now, depending on what kind of a coach or a practitioner you are, you're either selling individual sessions or packages of sessions. I know this can vary, right? Like if you're somebody in like the movement space, you might have clients for like years on end. If you're somebody maybe in like the acupuncture or massage space, and you sort of like the alternative healings. I hate using that word alternative, but if you're in these unconventional healing spaces, you're usually selling a package of sessions, and then your customer lifetime value. I'll use some marketing vernacular there, right? The amount of money in which you transact with a customer over the period of their life, it's usually limited, right? So you might sell like 10 sessions, and they'd be done for forever or a really long time. But we need to start moving away from that mindset. And this might seem even confusing for you because maybe you've never actually thought about that. Like, well, what do I do? Okay, so right off the bat, I want you to start thinking about how you can start to orient your service in more of a group type manner. And you might think that this is impossible or difficult, but it's actually not. And I'll tell you right now, one of the easiest ways to do this is thinking about your service even from the onboarding standpoint, right? Oftentimes when you're taking on a new client, you're saying and doing a lot of the same things to at least get them to a particular like baseline or foundation, right? So even this stage of your business can actually be scaled to more of a group model. And that's really what I'm getting at with all this. And I'm actually going to explain exactly how you get there. But the final milestone here is taking what you do and being able to put it and scale it into a group-based service. And keep in mind that when I am saying this, and I've seen this so many times. I've actually been this person. When I'm saying this, do not think that you are compromising the integrity of what it is that you do. Okay? In fact, it's the opposite. What you're really doing is helping your service meet people where they are. Maybe from the group dynamics, maybe they need more community, maybe from a pricing perspective, okay? But a group-based model is going to be how you really make that honestly incredible income. I know I say like $10,000 a month, but it can actually be quite more than that, all right? Now, let's talk about how we actually get there. Okay, so the next marketing term or vernacular that I'm gonna throw in here, okay, it's called a value ladder. Okay, this is really just a tiered system of your service. Okay, now I am tempted to go down this rabbit hole of not having too many services or having too many offers or products. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because that's a whole separate video. But just keep that in the back of your mind that when it comes to making bigger money, one of the most common barriers that coaches and practitioners, professionals face is that they don't actually know what it is that they want to do or what specifically they could or should be doing. They have all these different things. There are resources in all these different areas, but they don't actually know which one they want to sell. I mean, and hey, and that's okay. Hopefully as I go through this, you'll actually develop a little bit more clarity on that, okay? But I want to go back to a phrase that I said when I said meeting people, meeting clients, consumers, where they are. Okay, so this value ladder, and you can start to work on this in real time, just taking notes and scratching it out. And keep in mind that whatever you come up with, you don't have to be married to. Just understand the mindset shift here. Okay, you want to be able to take your service, and assuming this is a one-on-one service, if you will, okay, and you want to be able to dissect it. You want to be able to compartmentalize it, if you will. Okay, and I want you to develop your gateway offer. Your gateway offer is the first service, the introductory way in which someone could or would work with you. Now, this could be for a lot of professionals, could be something like a consultation, a clarity call, some sort of thing that you're interacting with somebody to at least open up that door to a one-on-one interaction, okay? Prior to this, and this could be your gateway offer, you would have something called a lead magnet. Okay. Now, this is a marketing term simply put for a piece of your service that can be distributed, usually free, could be like a really like low paid, like low hanging fruit, something with a low barrier to entry, something that's really easy for people to get into. You've probably already seen this with like free PDFs, a free masterclass or a workshop. You've probably seen it in like $1 books or $5 books or whatever it is. Usually this is the gateway offer for a lot of individuals, because what you're trying to do is take your service, okay? Maybe you're in the healing space, maybe you're in the movement space. You need to be able to know what problem really that your service solves. So for example, if I'm in the fitness space, the majority of fitness clients are weight loss clients, okay? If I'm in the alternative healing space, I use the word alternative, but again, it's to me, it's like the primary, healing modalities. Again, whole rabbit hole. But oftentimes you are in the healing space specifically. Maybe that is like physical healing, emotional healing, some sort of like emotional or introspective development. Okay, but you need to be able to know what problem you're solving, okay? And then create some sort of a free or low ticket offer, low ticket thing that people can enroll in almost in mass. So you want to think about it like that, right? This is really the essence of a funnel in a sense, because you're trying to create something that more people can get into. And you have to assume that whatever comes next, there are going to be less people, which leads me to step 2 of your value ladder. This is probably your primary offer. This could be your one-to-one service. Okay? And this right here is where the mindset shift has to occur. You want to be able to position your service as like the next thing that comes after this is a must, not a can. It's not like you can enroll in my group thing, but this is the thing that you have to enroll in the group thing, okay? That you have to enroll in. So again, rather than getting stuck in this trading time for money, as I was saying, for certain practitioners or coaches, they have clients for years on end, and you can be getting paid great money for that 1 hour. But what if you were to take 10 of those people, cut the price in half, if you will? I'm just generalizing here. And have more of a group dynamic, a group setting, okay? And now the time allocation is the same as you would if you had just one individual, Okay, the trick here is and the work essentially that you have to be able to do is to be able to take what you know and put it into that group model. If you're in the fitness space, this is probably easier to do than not, but oftentimes you have to give people a reason to move from one-on-ones to group. And we've already been moving there. I mean, I'm probably speaking to a lot less fitness people. The space is a lot different now than it was, 5, 10, 15 years ago. A lot of people are doing group stuff. Okay, but if you are in like the healing or life coaching space, we often don't think of being able to take our modality and put it into a group setting, in which case we have to be able to get more creative around that, and I'll have other resources for that. But the key point here, right, is to go from step 2 to step 3. Okay? And that is essentially your value ladder. I want to encourage you to create a 3-step value ladder. In theory, you could have 4 if you're going from like lead magnet, which is free, to a low paid service, to your primary one-to-one service, and then your big program, your big active service over here. Okay, but really, what's this whole video about? It's about scaling your time. Okay, we need to have more time for ourselves in order to do the things, and especially when you start selling packages like that and making a lot more money, you have more predictability in your business. And predictability is structure. And a phrase that I heard a long time ago: structure is freedom. Okay, so start working on your value ladder. What is your gateway offer? What is the thing that you do and you can break down into this easy introductory thing? What's your primary service? And what specific problem does it do? And what is the thing that you want to do right there? I know you might be able to do all these different things. What's the thing that you want to do? And then what's your big scalable thing? We attach a great name to it, something that really communicates a sense of empowerment. Okay, and then being able to communicate the efficiency and the reasoning to that for your clients, and that in and of itself is how you're making that big money. Hey, hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope that it gives you something that you can carry with you in your day to day. Feel free to check out my other videos where I'm helping you build your brand, grow your business. Once again, my name is Jeremy Bruman. I'll see you on the next one.